If you run a small advisory firm, you're probably losing around 7 weeks a year to work you've never trained for and you can't bill a client for. This is not advising, not planning, not bringing in new households. It's just admin. Prepping for meetings, writing up notes, retyping everything into the CRM, chasing paperwork, stuff like that. Today, I'll show you exactly where those 7 weeks go. We'll walk a typical firm's week, piece by piece, then hit the 3 places you can claw the most time back. By the end, you'll be able to point at your own week and know exactly where it's leaking. If this is useful, tap the like button. It genuinely helps more advisors find it. Now let's get into it. Quick context on why I'm the one making this. I build AI systems for a living. I'm not a 20-year wealth management veteran, and I won't pretend to be. What I did over the past few weeks was dig into where advisors themselves say their time goes. The forums where advisors talk shop, the industry surveys, the time studies people in this field have already published. This video is what I pulled together, mapped out, and started building solutions for. So you're not getting theory I invented at the keyboard, you're getting what advisors report about their own week. This is organized so that you can see the leaks. Let's walk a normal week at a small firm. Picture a solo advisor with a part-time assistant managing around 75 households. Here's the one frame to keep in your head the whole way through. The industry's own time studies show advisors spend more than 2 hours behind the scenes for every hour they actually spend in front of a client. Almost none of those behind-the-scenes hours are billable. Let's start with client meetings, because that's where the biggest leak hides. When the advisor is sitting across from a client, genuinely connecting with someone takes eye contact, maybe 60 to 70% of the conversation. And that's nearly impossible when you're heads down scribbling notes. So advisors are either half present with the person in front of them, or they're paying someone else to just sit in to write things down. And it barely protects the memory anyway. The subtle details start slipping within about 20 minutes of the meeting ending. Then the meeting ends and the real drag starts. Advisors report losing 20 to 30 minutes just prepping for a single meeting before a word is spoken, plus more time afterward on notes, follow-ups, and typing everything into the system. And to prep that one meeting, advisors report bouncing between an average of 6 different applications. You have your CRM, the planning software, the custodian site, the portfolio tool, email, and a notepad. Now run that across a full book of clients, week after week, and you land on that number from the top of the video. The equivalent of 7+ full work weeks a year. Just gone. And honestly, that's on the conservative end. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. This is not the firm's lazy week. That's the firm doing everything right. The leak is baked into how the work actually flows. Now here's where most advisors go wrong trying to fix it. They go and buy another app. And to be fair, the apps are good. There are AI note takers like Jump and Zox that sit in your meeting and turn it into notes. Your CRM like Wealthbox has its own AI now too. If meeting notes are your biggest pain, honestly, just go and buy one of these softwares. They start around $49 a month and they do that one job well. But notice what just happened. You now own 4 tools that each fix one slice and the leak is still there. Because the leak was never inside any one slice. It's in the seams between them. The lead that came in Monday, the onboarding on Wednesday, the review 3 months later. That's one continuous story. And right now, you're the glue holding it together by hand across 6 different apps. So instead of which app do I buy, the better question is where in my pipeline am I personally acting as the glue and which of these seams can run themselves? Let's find them. There are usually 3 of them. Leak number 1 is the front door. New leads coming in, referrals coming in. Before that person is ever a client, the advisor has to read the email, figure out if they're even a fit for the firm's minimum, write back to book a call, and remember to log all of it. This feels small. It's 15 to 20 minutes every single time. And it's the same steps on repeat, which is the tell that it can run itself. A simple system can take that lead, check it against the firm's criteria, draft the intro email in the advisor's own voice, and log the record. So the advisor only steps in for the part that needs a human, the actual conversation. Quick one for the advisors watching. Drop a comment and tell me where your week actually goes. Is it in the notes? Is it in the onboarding paperwork, the reviews? I'm reading every comment, and most common answers are becoming the next videos I build. So tell me, where does your time go? Leak number 2 is onboarding. And this is the one that quietly costs you clients. Not because the advice is wrong, but because the paperwork is slow and the brand new client sitting in limbo starts to wonder what they actually signed up for. Here's the specific way it breaks. That same account number gets typed into 2 different systems before the first meeting even happens. Then comes the dreaded, not in good order notice. Something's missing. Your team is back to chasing signatures, resending forms, and explaining the delay to a client who's already nervous. Onboarding a household means a stack of the same things every time. The new account setup, moving assets over from the old custodian, getting your disclosures delivered and documented, the know your client items, and the first draft of the investment policy that reflects what you learned in discovery. It's the same skeleton for every client, which again is the tell. The system can assemble that whole pack for the specific household and draft the documents. So the advisor is editing and approving, not building a blank page at midnight. Leak number 3 is ongoing reviews. And this one compounds because you do it for every client forever. Every review needs prep, and prep is that 6 apps problem in its purest form. Opening the portfolio tool, the planning software, the CRM, and last meeting's notes just to reconstruct where things stand. Here's the one place I'll actually show you something that I built. That's a 1-page review brief, pulled together automatically. How the portfolio has drifted from the target, what's changed since the last meeting, the open action items, and a few suggested talking points. The advisor walks in already prepared, instead of spending half an hour rebuilding the picture from 6 screens. That's the whole idea. The busy work assembles itself. The advisor brings the judgment. And that line matters, so let me be clear about how this stays safe, because I know exactly what a compliance-minded advisor is thinking right now. In everything I just showed you, the advisor keeps the wheel. The system drafts the email, the advisor sends it. It assembles the onboarding pack, the advisor reviews and approves it. It flags an opportunity in the review. The advisor decides whether it's right for the client. Nothing about the advice, the fiduciary judgment, or the client relationship gets handed to a machine. That's not a missing feature, that's the entire design. And the other half of being in control is your data. A compliance-minded advisor isn't just worried about who makes the call. They're worried about where the client information goes. So this is built to run inside your own stack, with client data staying where your compliance already lives, not shipped off to some random third-party app. And this keeps an auditable record of what it drafted and when. The kind of trail you can show a regulator, not hide from them. If a tool wants to pull your client conversations into a black box that it won't let you inspect, that's your cue to walk away. The point of clearing the busy work is to give you more room for the part of the job that's actually yours, being present and giving good advice. You got into this to advise people, not to retype account numbers into 3 different systems at 8:30 at night. A system that tries to take over the judgment is one you should walk away from. So if you're sitting there thinking, okay, where do I even start in my firm with all of this? That's the right question. And I built a free tool to help answer it. It's a quick scorecard, about 15 questions, takes about 2 minutes. It walks you through the same areas we just covered and shows you where your specific firm is leaking the most time. That way, you fix the biggest one first, instead of trying to fix everything at once. You get a personalized report at the end. No catch. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. Go find your biggest leak. Now let me bring it together. The admin tax is real. It's about 7 weeks a year, and it's not the sign of a badly run firm. It's baked into how the work flows across too many disconnected tools. It hides in 3 seams: the front door, onboarding, and the reviews. You don't fix it by buying a 5th app. You fix it by letting the repetitive seams run themselves, while you keep every piece of the judgment. Do that, and you get the most valuable thing in this business back: your time and your full attention for the people in front of you. If onboarding is the seam you feel most, the new clients who quietly drift before they're even settled in, that's the one I'm taking apart next. Subscribe so it lands in your feed when it drops.